Hello, Cecilia. How are you
Hello.
doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. It just feels like I've not been here for some time. I don't exactly remember when was the last time I was here to stream.
Actually, yeah, I've been doing opening with other coaches.
That
Well,
is
I'm
true.
glad you're here now.
That is true. But I've been using this downtime to go to a lot of in-person events, and I'm going to talk about a couple of them when I get to my highlight. Looks like you're also going to an event this weekend. Do you want to tell us about that?
I am actually going to an event that's in the heart of SF, actually a little bit outside of it. But I love this event. I went last year. They are a lean, mean, organized machine. I am so excited for a great 3-day event. Lots of amazing partners to talk about, share, and see how crackers will be created this weekend.
Nice. We'll have lots of fun there. And if any of you in the chat are going to be around for that hackathon, go say hi to Cecilia. Tell Cecilia that you are also watching her live during the stream and make it more fun that way.
Ooh, yes, absolutely. Come say hi.
Yes. Without much wait, should we get into introductions real quick?
I think so.
Let's go.
So first up, hi, my name is Cecilia. I'm a coach in Major League Hacking, and if you've been following along in my knitting journey, I was knitting a scarf. I still am. It's actually in my backpack. That's usually my airplane craft, and I've made it to 2 of 7 pages of that pattern. Oh boy, took a while. But I am also working on knitting some hats for some friends right now. They just wanted some beanies, so that's my at-home project. It's currently on my record player. We'll come back to that one.
Nice. Where are you getting all this inspiration from? What do you know what you need to be knitting next?
Um, so there's actually a like knitting slash pattern website for knitters, crocheters, and other like crafters that do yarn stuff, and it's called Ravelry. And so I find most of my patterns there, but that's where I started like learning patterns and whatnot. I used to just kind of like panel stuff together and stitch it together, and that was how I did things before I realized the internet existed. But these days, actually, I get recommendations for patterns on Instagram. And so that's how I've found a lot of the new artists that I've been looking at. Been like, yeah, I like these ideas as like presents for friends. So I'm usually like looking for a handmade gift that I can give to a friend who knows it will take a while, but they will be getting a gift some Christmas later.
Makes sense. Do you think there are knitting communities out there that people get together and knit together? There are.
Absolutely. If you go to a local knitting store or a local yarn store, there is probably going to be a monthly or even bi-weekly knitting circle or craft circle. I haven't had a chance to make it to the one I want because it's 2 hours south of where I live. So
Mhm.
that's a commitment I can't do all the time, especially when I'm traveling for MLH because they're usually on Thursdays.
Mhm.
But there might be a local yarn store in your area who also is doing various like community get-togethers or even teaching you how to get started. Local yarn stores are super phenomenal at getting people started, regardless of what you want to learn, whether it's like tatting or knitting or crocheting. Embroidery is also popular. I think
Mhm.
also like tufting is another one that's come out recently, or like felting where you're like making little stuffed animals out of like pinning you're poking felt with a sharp thing, but it eventually looks very cool.
That's interesting. I'm sure there are other folks in the chat who probably are knitting right now or wanting to get into this. If you have any pictures from what you're planning to do or any inspiration that you've seen around, feel free to drop that in Discord. We'll get to that. And I'll make sure that I feature some of them at least for the Today in Global Hack Week streams that we do later on. If that doesn't make sense
Remind
to you,
me Monday when I'm back home.
100%, I'm going to leave that to the chat to come and remind you on Monday or whenever it is that the next time you come on stream.
Actually, I think it's Monday.
Okay, you're in luck then. You will definitely have plenty of people come and remind you. Well, with that, I should also tell you who I am. I am Siddharth. I work as a first party events coordinator at Major League Hacking, which means if you've ever been to any of our digital hackathons, you are now at a Global Hack Week. If you've ever been to any of the other digital events that we do, either on our Discord server or on streams like these, I get to work on all of those. And it's so lovely to come back here and also do opening ceremony for one of those. I also work as a hackathon community manager, which means I get to work with a lot of student-run hackathons and student-run hackathon organizers, and so much fun to be actually meeting people in person. I was at a lot of hackathons the last 4 weeks, or I should say, a lot of events the last 4 weeks, and a couple of them that I recently went to were Hack TU and Innov. If anybody again in the chat was at any of these hackathons or knows any of these hackathons, give me a shout in the chat. Well, we have a lot to cover today. We first want to welcome all of you for coming to the stream and waiting for us to get through all the different content that we're going to present to you today. But starting with what is a Global Hack Week? Global Hack Weeks are hosted by Major League Hacking. But if this is your first time coming to a Major League Hacking event, we want to begin by telling you what we do and then get to all the other things that you would need to be successful this week. Well, Major League Hacking runs the global hacker community, and it's a mission to empower hackers just like all of you in the chat and all of the other people who go to events, other events that we organize. And we do this not just by organizing events, but we support workshops, internship alternatives, and so much more. By being at this event, you're now joining a community that's about 1 million hackers. And I think the last time we did this math, we had already crossed 1.3 million hackers, which is a huge jump from what we have been seeing. I think it was just a few months ago that we were at a million mark. We quickly progressed to 1.2 million. We're now at 1.3 billion. I'm very excited to make that announcement here. If this is your first time coming to a Global Hack Week, we are so excited to have you here. But if you are like Quackers, I saw in the chat, who's a regular of Global Hack Week community, we are equally and even more excited to have you here because you are the reason that all of the different people in the community feel welcome to come to these events. But what exactly is a Global Hack Week, Cecilia? Do you want to tell them about that?
As always, I'm happy to do so because it's my favorite time of month. We run a Global Hack Week every month. So if you are able to participate in any capacity, we'd love to have you. And if not, everything is always recorded so you can come back when you're ready and when you have capacity. As for what makes our week special is that every month we have a different topic. Sometimes we repeat topics depending on the time of year. But we have Data Week this week, which means you're going to deep dive into data, databases, and related technologies. So if you're coming from us from the last 2 months, oh, sorry, last month, sorry, we are at the beginning of the year still. Oh my goodness. Back in January, you were doing a lot of beginner related stuff, really getting your feet wet with what do you want to learn next? Well, the next step is to incorporate real life data, whether it's real time or you're creating it yourself or synthesizing it or finding databases online or data sets. This is your chance to learn how. So, with that, we have plenty of partners and resources to support you this week as you start learning that aspect. Starting off, we have GitHub, as always, a wonderful resource with a workshop at 1 p.m. Eastern today and 11 a.m. Eastern on day 4. We always want to remind you to sign up for the GitHub Student Developer Pack so you can complete our beginner-friendly challenges, and even after Global Hack Week, have so many resources. You know that if you've attended any of my GitHub workshops that I love the Student Developer Pack with a burning passion because it gives you so many convenient resources and sometimes resources you didn't even know you needed. Then we've got MongoDB, another fan favorite. Workshops are going to be on day 3 and day 5. And not only that, you can claim some skill badges if you follow along with the free tutorials that they offer. And once again, we've got plenty of beginner-friendly challenges. Then we've got Snowflake, which is one of our brand new Global Hack Week partners. And specifically, we want to invite you to work with their Cortex code. If you want to programmatically access different AI or LLM models, this is your chance. Snowflake enables you across the board, not just with Cortex code, but with plenty others of their REST APIs. So check them out. They also have beginner-friendly challenges and a workshop on day 6. And I can personally tell you, I'll be seeing some people from this company tomorrow. And I know that if you have any burning questions, at me on Discord. Maybe I can float your question ahead of time and answer them on Monday. And finally, we've got a special opportunity. Your golden ticket challenge is Google Cloud and NVIDIA are teaming up to offer one hacker a special opportunity. So, Darth, can you tell me more about that?
Yes, of course. If you've ever heard of this conference called NVIDIA GTC, or I think GTC stands for GPU Technology Conference, this one this year is going to happen in San Jose. That's between March 16th and March 19th. For anybody who goes to that link and follows along those instructions, you become part of the Google Developer Program. And one lucky winner from the Google Developer Program is going to get a all access paid free access to this conference, and these folks will really get you there. That's going to be the ultimate developer experience that you can ever ask for. So I really want all of you to go visit that link, complete all of those steps, and please do not miss out on that opportunity. But before we get to further things and tell you all about everything's happening during this week, we want to make sure that you are checked in, and we want to talk about logistics real quick. The first thing that you need to do is to go register and sign up and also check in using that link. I'm going to drop that in the chat as I
Got it
speak to you.
already.
You are a rock star. But if you go to that link, you need to be registering and making sure that you're also checked in for each of those events. And not just for the main event, but each live stream that you go to, you're going to get a link that looks similar to what we just shared. And to get you to practice, we're going to send another link in the chat that's going to be for this opening ceremony. So if you go
That's
to
also
this,
already posted.
yeah, awesome. You beat me to it completely, 100%. But
I
if you
would
go to that
be.
link as well, yeah, you are going to be signing up for each live stream that you're going to attend. This will, one, tell us that you were here attending these live streams, and we also give out points to people when they attend live streams. But more importantly, this is a way for us to know that you were interested in going to these streams, you were interested in a specific topic, and that helps us curate better resources for Global Hack Week hackers when we organize much more of these Global Hack Weeks throughout the year. So make sure whenever you go to a live stream, ask the streamer for the link if you don't find them posting that organically. Whenever you have it, go register and check in and make sure you tell us that you were here. Talking about swag, and this is definitely the most favorite part for everybody, and I'll let you do this, Cecilia.
Absolutely. Thanks for always giving me my favorite part. There's a lot of favorite parts. I really always enjoy our opening ceremony. So, if you want a chance for some digital swag, show off what you've done this week by tagging us on Major League Hacking or MLH.io, depending on the platform you're on, and consider using any of your digital swag, which has a GHW frame, which I personally really love because it's very holographic seeming, and that's just I really like holographics. You don't have to use the frames, you don't have to tag us, but it is a great way to celebrate your journey as you're learning something new. No pressure, but we'd love to see what you're doing and celebrate and raise you up because this community is nothing without you. As far as basic swag, there is an opportunity to get some stickers in an envelope because that's the best that we can send without causing like customs charges, etc. Blah blah blah. Logistics you don't need to worry about. Point is, to get basic swag, you need to make sure that you register and check in to that first link that I sent, mlh.link/dhw, or that like link ending in a number and two. Making sure you check in, get that good to go, means that you're already one step closer to getting some swag. Next, you need to submit a recent address to mlh.link/address. And if you've already done this at a past couple hack week, you haven't moved and you know it's pretty updated, don't worry about it. You've already got it done. But if you've moved recently or you're not super sure about if the address is correct, feel free to just submit another address. We always take the most recent address. And finally, we ask that you complete the featured challenges on our challenges page. And I can tell you, those signups challenges are less than 5 minutes. So if you want an easy way to get swag right off the bat, you can probably do that as soon as today, even after opening ceremony. They take no time at all. And if you are not an active student, which does eliminate you from some of our partners, there is an easy way out to just say, hey, I'm not a student right now, and this promotion is not eligible for me. And that's okay. And you still get your swag for that. So if you have any further questions, problems, etc., you're always welcome to ask us on Discord. Other community members might help you out much faster than our full-time team because they are very busy. But as always, you can always use Today in Global Hack Weeks as a chance to check in and ask more questions if you're having any trouble. And finally, we've got bonus swag. So some of y'all are extra high achievers, and we want to reward that effort. So if you check in to 5+ live events, including this opening ceremony, which was the second link, the one that Siddharth also sent, it ends in a 4. If you check into 5 of those, now 4 if you checked in for today's, you will be able to get some bonus swag, which are some very special stickers for just this week. And we have new ones, I think, every year. So it's worth the collection if you're a big sticker collector, which I'm very jealous of because, you know, I still haven't gotten any stickers for all the Black Weeks I've done. But that's because I haven't checked in. So maybe that's important.
It is, yes. But we're going to make
All right.
sure we're going to make sure that we talk to Ryan and get you all of those together, if that's possible. How about that?
Ooh, I'm okay with that.
That then.
All right. Do you want to talk us through surprise prizes? I think you know more about the surprise than I do. Still, you've done a really good job keeping that secret.
Yes, of course. I do a really good job keeping that a secret. And most people in the team also do not know what we ship as a surprise prize. But surprise prizes are a way for us to thank all the active hackers throughout the week. And active hackers can mean someone who's being helpful in the chat, someone who's being helpful on Discord, anybody who's around for more number of live streams, any of that, right? And this is just a way for us, like I said, to thank all the effort that you put in making this a welcoming space and engaging space. We'll also really quickly do a swag drop right now, a surprise prize drop right now to show you how that really works. So see that you have a prompt in mind that folks should be answering, and then we'll select one of our winners.
What is your favorite LLM model?
There we go. So everybody in the chat needs to answer and tell us what's your favorite LLM model, and then one of us is going to pick a random winner.
I
While
came
that
up with the
happens,
prompt, so I think it's your turn.
my turn to select. Yes, for sure. I would love to do that. But while we let you all catch up with the speed, I know there's a little bit of lag between when we speak and when you hear it. We're going to scroll very quickly through the chat to see if we had any questions.
Not that I
I see.
saw, actually. Oh, I got that link. I answered that.
Awesome. I do not think we have
Change
other
link.
questions.
Nope, no
Perfect.
new questions. All right, so you are good to go ahead and scroll through. We've got a ton coming in.
The chat is exploding. Sweet. So I'm going to keep it fair, close my eyes, scroll through the chat, and select one lucky winner for us. I am scrolling. Three, two, one. I have a winner here.
Excellent.
Congratulations to this hacker whose chat has been pinned. Just make sure to take a screenshot real quick. We'll tell you what you need to do with that screenshot, but make sure this screenshot is in your folder somewhere. Keep it safe. But for other people, whenever you see someone during a stream giving out a surprise prize, and if you happen to win it, we want you to open a support ticket on Discord to claim it. And we'll tell you how to go about and do all of that. But speaking of Discord, this is where the Discord server is. If any of you in the chat have not joined our Discord server yet, I would highly, highly recommend you do so because that's where all the fun will happen. That's where we have a ton of hackers, international hackers getting together to do all the different things that the MLH community gets to. And everybody who's been to an MLH event, that community of 1.3 million hackers that I talked about, most people are in that Discord server. So think of how much fun it would be if you also join us for it. But more importantly, during this Global Hack Week, which is Data Week, we'll make all the announcements and all the fun little stuff, which is the mini events and all the gathering of people together will all happen on Discord. So make sure you're also not missing out on all of those fun. But when you are on Discord, we want to make sure that you are all set up to be talking to folks and also have access to the right set of channels. So the first thing that you need to do is after you are in the Discord server, which is at discord.mlh.io, look for a channel that says start here and all the channels appear on the left side if this is your first time going into Discord. But look for a channel that's called start here. That'll have instructions on how you can link your Discord and MyMLH accounts. If you've not heard of MyMLH, that's a platform that our super awesome engineering team has built, and it lets us keep track of all the different events that you're going to, all the workshops that you attend, all the live streams as part of Global Hack Week that you go to. This is one way for us to also make sure that people coming here are part of the community and also keep track of all the different interactions that you're doing on the server. So all you have to do is link your Discord and MyMLH accounts. There's also a video tutorial on that channel which will show you all the steps. Very easy. I don't think it'll take you more than 10 seconds to get this done. But after you're done with that, if you are signed up for the main event or checked into the main event, you should get the Global Hack Week role automatically. You will not have to do any additional steps for it. The easiest way to make sure that you have the Global Hack Week role is to look for a channel called Data Week. If you see that channel, if you're able to send messages, you are all good to go for the week. Next up, I really quickly want to talk about support tickets. We briefly mentioned support tickets when we were talking about swag drops or surprise prizes. Support tickets are a way for you to get in touch with our team. Like Cecilia said, if you have any general questions about any technology that you're working on, any hacks that you're working on, any opportunities that you want to discuss with other folks, please keep that to the general channels because everybody in the community would love to know of what you're working on. Everybody would love to jump in and help. And they're at most times faster to come in and help than any of our full-time team members can be. But if you ever have a use case where you have to get in touch with one of us full-timers or MLHers, and it requires you to share any personally identifiable information, say your email is an example, please make sure to only send that data across in a support ticket. That way it's only between you who's opening a ticket and us who's answering those questions for you. But if you also happen to be a winner of a surprise prize, that's exactly where you need to come back and tell us that you won a surprise prize and attach that screenshot of your chat being pinned to the stream. For the friend who got a surprise prize a little while ago, if you're still in the chat, if you're still watching us, all you need to do is go find this channel called Support Tickets, upload that screenshot, come and tell us that you had won a surprise prize during the opening ceremony, and one of us will make sure to add you to our systems and make sure it actually gets shipped to you. Well, all of that kept aside, we talked a lot about logistics. I'll quickly jump onto challenges and tell you a little bit more about what challenges you're going to work on this week. If you're confused on what challenges actually mean, these are short coding prompts that will keep you hacking throughout the week. And these short coding prompts are always not technical, or I should say, short prompts which are always not technical, but this can range from a very beginner level project that you're going to build all the way up to any non technical thing, any design related things. We have a plethora of things, if I can call it that, where you can go and learn a lot of things related to the theme of the Global Hack Week and even otherwise. We try and do this because not everybody here is equally interested in the same topic. So we don't try and restrict things to the theme of the Global Hack Week every time. We want to make sure that everybody who's coming here to learn something new has an opportunity to do that. Now, all of that challenge related information is going to be on our challenges dashboard. If Cecilia wants to beat me with typing down the
I
link in the
did
chat,
way like minutes ago. I'm gonna go find that link.
you are an expert. But if you go to ghw.mlh.io/challenges, you're going to go to our challenges dashboard. That's where you will see all the feature challenges, all the information related to the challenge. If you want to know more about any of the challenges that you see on that page, just click on it, read through these instructions, and you will see the instructions will tell you what you need to go do next. If at all, at any point of time you have questions, we'll also have a dedicated Q&A towards the end of this stream. So make sure to stick around, add those questions in the chat. If not, support tickets and general channels on Discord will be your friend. All the challenges submissions will close on 19th February at 8 a.m. Eastern. 19th Feb is the last day of Global Hack Week. 8 a.m. Eastern is by when we do all of the scoring and make sure that we're able to give you the latest swag status. We also typically make exceptions or extend that deadline depending on how many requests we get from the community. But as a rule of thumb, I think 19th Feb, 8 a.m. Eastern is going to be when challenge submissions will stop. If you are looking forward to know how many challenges you've completed and what your daily point status looks like and what swag you have won, remember we talked about basic swag and bonus swag. If you want to keep track of what activities you have been doing all throughout the week and what type of swag you've won, all of this will be part of the daily points email that's going to be sent to you each day of Global Hack Week starting tomorrow. Typically, the subject line will be something on the lines of how are your points adding up or something related to data week. We try and keep that different so we really know that you're going to read that and you're going to search for that in the inbox. I know I give you a hard time every time I make changes to the subject title, but that's going to contain a lot more information, just not just the scoring information. That will have a lot more opportunities that we get in the middle of the week, and we try and give you all that access as fast as possible. But that's about challenges. And I'm sure you're also wondering why exactly are these two people here talking about all of these things and what are other live streams and who am I going to see later on in the week? Cecilia, do you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. So, as far as live streams go, they are from experienced professionals, including our wonderful coaches here at MLH. And so they are coming up with brand new projects every month with the intent of coding them alongside you. Very often, you're debugging with them, following along like a tutorial, or deep diving into how to problem solve bugs, work with AI, and plenty more. So make sure that you watch them on our Twitch and YouTube channels. If you are someone who needs closed captioning or other accessibility features, or want to watch the recording at a later time, go to YouTube, and that will have everything you need. It doesn't matter which one you watch because you'll get the check-in link either way. But again, accessibility is going to be on YouTube only. As for today's schedule, you can always find it at ghw.io/schedule. Quackers and cheese beating me to the minute. First up, we've got Mary at 1 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 p.m. IST, introing agent mode in GitHub Copilot. So it's really nice to have a full-timer do this because now you get a brand new perspective on the workshop that you've seen probably over the last 2 or 3 Global Hack Weeks. But it's still really nice to just see different perspectives, learn something new, and get a few questions answered that you may not have had last time. Then we've got Rosendo leading a brand new workshop, the Notion Workshop, at 2 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 a.m. IST, to dive into using Notion's MCP to transform your workspace from a static database into a dynamic command center. Then we've got Ryan Lay starting us off with part 1 of Nature of Code at 5 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 a.m. IST, to see how user actions trigger real behavior, turning simple pages into dynamic web applications. And we've got UT, and I have to ask every time, how many streams?
Do you want to take a guess?
6.
4.
Okay, he's being reasonable. UT is
Yes.
an amazing coach who always has long, detailed, very informative streams. I'm surprised it's only 4. He's holding himself back.
Yes, I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back and says that he wants to do a couple more during the week. That's duty for you.
Yep, fair enough. But 4 a.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. IST, join him to prepare for your next technical interview using JS and React. Oh, everybody knows he might add it later. Okay, all right, I did not catch on to that. All right, so we're starting with 4. We'll see how it is by closing. And I don't mean this poorly. I mean it from the sense of it is truly incredible to do so many streams in a week, especially on the same topic, because I have ADHD and I get very bored. So props to him for doing that. I know that it's always going to be super informative. People are always telling me how much they love his stream. So join him again for part 2 at 4:30 p.m. IST, 6 a.m. Eastern. Then we've got Iro teaching you about Supabase. I'm giving you a 101 at 8 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. IST to explore how Supabase simplifies app development with instant APIs, authentication, and real-time features. Then he'll be wrapping us up for the day and starting you on a brand new day for Today in Global Hack Week at 12 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 p.m. IST to tell you all about what's coming on day 2.
And when all of you go to multiple streams throughout the week and go to mini events and do all of the fun things that we put together for you, we want you to come back and tell us how you really love all the content that we produce, and not just tell us all the good things about it. We want to also tell us, or we want you to also tell us what are some things that we can improve. And all of this information will be collected using this feedback survey, which is really simple to fill up. It wouldn't take more than 2 minutes for you to do this. All you have to do is go to this link, that's emilage.link/GHW feedback. Select the stream that you're leaving feedback for and tell us all the wells and improves and goods and bads of it. And we will come back to it, read through it, and make sure that it's passed along to the streamer. And we make constant improvements to the streams and to the content that we produce, and make sure that all of the global hack weeks that we put together in the future are way better than what we have done already. But Cecilia, you have something to show us, I believe.
I do indeed. Let me make sure that my window is set up. Yes, it is. All right. I'm going to share my whole window. If it will cooperate. Share. Okay. So you should see a Visual Studio Code window once Siddharth adds that to the stream. If you want to let me know that we're good.
We are good.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have this start running and narrate a little bit, but we are making a single page Python Flask web app. No, I'm not reading the first line of that prompt. There's plenty more to this prompt that you can read at your leisure, but I've pasted that prompt in that you see highlighted. I'm actually working with an extension called Cline. Sometimes I've used root code in the past, but I've switched over to Cline just because I wanted to see what the difference is. And you'll notice that I'm using Gemini 2.5 Pro here on the bottom. So right off the bat, it's starting my environment. It's taking a bit because I am on hotel Wi-Fi, but it's actually going ahead and installing the necessary libraries that I need to make this chat app that's going to leverage Gemini. And if you're not familiar with things, or you're starting like a project at a hackathon and you have no idea what you're doing, this is a great time to take things one command at a time. Go ahead and Google things, ask Gemini to explain why it's using a command, so that way you are learning alongside while the AI is writing your code. You should know what's going on so you can better pitch to judges. But as you can see, it's written the app.py, which is going to integrate with Gemini, and it's written our index.html, which is going to format our page. And finally, it's doing some good coding practices by setting up our gitignore to ignore our environment file. If you don't know what a .env file is, or a venv is our virtual environment that we set up way at the beginning, and .env is the thing that actually hides our API keys, because I don't want that going all over the internet, and I don't want that pushed to GitHub later. But it looks like it has started my server. It has unfortunately not perhaps set up my ngrok instance, but let's go ahead and see if it's cooperating. So I'm going to switch over. I'm going to go ahead and hit refresh. All right, let's see. What is Global Hack Week? And so you saw that took like no time at all. It's going to take a bit to answer me. That's totally fine. AI does take a bit when you're creating your own Global Hack Week. But it's giving us a few things that are not quite right. I should have specified MLH Global Hack Week. And I will give you a chance to ask it things as well, but let's make sure it actually knows what we're talking about. Tell me about MLH Global Hack Week. There's a lot of different things it could be confused about. I had no idea. In the meantime, though, Siddharth, if you want to show people the link, you have a chance to try this out yourself by using ngrok to access actually my computer right now. Not like actually access it, but access my app. So we do have, in fact, the correct thing. It is a week-long traditional technical festival. Much better. It's much more relaxed, focused on the learning community, and you're focused on completing various challenges, basically learning what you need for a future hackathon. So let's make sure that ngrok is set up. You are now able to access this link and ask Gemini your question. And depending on what you ask, go ahead and let us know in the chat what you're asking it, and maybe we'll read it out, because this is a chance for you to see how you might demo your own project without actually deploying it to somewhere, particularly if you're feeling intimidated by that. This is just a locally hosted app that I've now opened up for you to access. So we'll go ahead and switch over to that link, Siddharth, and see what folks in the chat have for us. That went swimmingly.
Yes, and the link is in the chat. We will take any questions that you have towards the end of this. This is not the end of it. Come back, ask us more questions about how Cecilia did all of this. Talk to us about the model she's using. Anything that seems intriguing to you as part of the demo that Cecilia showed us, please come back and ask us questions about that. We will do a dedicated Q&A at the end. But on a serious note, MLH hackathons are a safe space for everyone. And by being at this event, you are agreeing to abide by the MLH Code of Conduct. If you've not read that yet, I highly recommend you do so by visiting the link that's on the screen. The TLDR is to be respectful. Abuse and harassment are never tolerated at our events. Particularly at digital events, it's important to remember that there's a human on the other side of the screen, and it's never appropriate to comment on people's appearances. Even if you mean it as a compliment, it may make folks uncomfortable, so it's best to keep it to yourself. If you're having any issue throughout the week or even after, please get in touch with us using the tickets, the support tickets on Discord that we talked about, or the email or the phone that you see on your screens. We want to make sure that everybody has a safe and a welcoming space throughout this event, and we need your help to achieve that. With that, thank you so much to all the partners that we've talked about already. I'm 100% sure that you're going to have tons of fun using all of the different tools that they've put together and also going to all of the live streams that you're going to visit to get introduced to all of those tools throughout the week. As promised, this is now our time to take any questions from you. I did start a few that I'm going to go back and scroll through and answer first. But if you have any other questions that you want to ask us right now, this is the best time to do it. And Cecilia, I see there's already a question for you. You want to tell them what model you were using?
Yes, I was using Gemini's 2.5 Pro. Sometimes I use 2.5 Lite, but I found that Pro has generally been the easiest and like most straightforward to work with. But there are always plenty of other models that you can work with, even in Klein or root code, depending on your preference. That you could choose any model you might prefer to use instead.
Awesome. I will take a few other questions. Do all who attend 5 Plus Live session get swags? Yes, that is true. What you need to do first is to complete all the featured challenges and be eligible for basic swag first. After you're done with that, if you happen to attend 5 or more live streams, or if you happen to check into 5 or more live streams, you become automatically eligible to bonus swag. And anybody who completes both of those steps will definitely get basic and bonus swag shipped. We have a question about what are swags. Well, you will get a lot of stickers, and when I say a lot of stickers shipped from us to you. There's going to be Global Hack Week specific stickers. There's going to be the MLH sticker. If you've ever gone to an MLH event before, you've probably seen that. There's also some of the surprise prizes that we ship to folks, and we always try and keep that a surprise because we don't want to spoil the fun for you. But everything together, I'd say that anything that excites the developer audience, anything that excites people who go to hackathons, are all the swag that we ship to you after the event is done. Will the recording be available? Yes, 100%. After each of those live streams are done, the recording is made available on YouTube by default. What do we have next?
I'm starting as we go.
Cool. Thank you so much. Can you help itemize the steps needed to participate effectively? Yes, 100%. I think the first thing that you need to go to is the event website because that's where all the different things are automatically linked to. If you go to ghw.mlh.io, you automatically will have access to the schedule and the challenges page. So you're good to go there. Second, if you are looking forward to do a lot more this week and also win swag, go back, make sure that you're checked into the main event. And I'm actually going to just go back to that slide so you can take a screenshot if you want. And again, you can always come back and watch the recording later on. But just to answer this question while we have the time, so the first thing that you do is make sure you have access to ghw.mlh.io. That's the website where you're going to see all the challenges and the schedule. Make sure you're registered and checked into the main event. That's mlh.link/ghw. Submit an address, because that's very important for us to know where do we really send all of the swag that you're going to win this week. And after you have done all of those, go back and work on as many challenges as possible, I'd say. But only the featured challenges count towards swag. If you complete the featured challenges, which, like Cecilia said earlier, does not take more than 5 or 10 minutes for you to get through, if you get that done, you are now eligible for swag. But otherwise, if you're feeling brave and you want to do a lot more of those challenges throughout the week, give that 100% shot and then complete that as and when you go. I hope that answers the question for you. If that's still too much, feel free to come back and chat with us on Discord, and I'm happy to guide you through the event. All right.
And I'm gonna take over and give you a little bit of a break. You don't have to attend 5 full sessions. You just need to make sure you click the check-in link. But it does give our coaches something to look forward to if you do happen to hang around, whether it's that you're there to learn, putting it on in the background, or just watching it later. We totally understand that it's very much within your capacity. If you can only attend half the stream, totally fine. There's always the recording if you want to come back to it later. Then we've got folks who said, what if I've already completed a challenge in a previous Global Hack Week event? What to upload in that case? Well, you probably had to take a screenshot or submit a link of some sort. Just upload that. We appreciate that you partook in our challenges. And we have a little bit of advice where they want to take part in hackathons that are digital with prizes as you are a solar aspiring full stack dev. And the answer is you're already doing it. By being here at Global Hack Week, we give you opportunities to learn at your own pace on the things that you want to learn that our coaches are offering through their streams. And we also have partners giving their own workshops. So you can learn as many technologies as you want, see what you like and are comfortable with, and then carry on that knowledge, whether it's what technologies you like or how to use a technology or framework or otherwise, and take that into a hackathon knowing, hey, I have some prior experience with this. I think I want to try and use this technology and really dig deep and see if I want to use this in future hackathons or future side projects. So this is a chance for exploration, which helps you for those hackathons. And then after opening the challenges link, where do I begin? What's the next step? Many challenges. Well, pick one. Pick one, go through it, set a 5-minute timer even, so that way it's not that overwhelming where it's just a 5-minute commitment at a time. We know there's a lot of challenges because there are so many of you who are such high achievers that we really want to give you all variety. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, start with the featured challenges at the very top. They'll be marked with a little star. And those are the ones that are the bare minimum to get your basic swag. And honestly, they're just signing up for our partners. So try that out and see how it goes. We have a demo question with how did you end up with only Gemini? This is actually partly driven by the fact that MLH is partnered with Gemini for this season. And also, why not? We got a lot of free credits. We got a lot of really good opportunities. It just is the best fit for what we're doing right now. That could change in the future. We don't know, but there are always different AIs to try. And honestly, you might find that you don't like Gemini and that you prefer a different one. And that's totally okay. We're just trying to show you what AI can do. Doesn't really matter what model, but for now, we prefer Gemini. As for your attendance in live streams, they'll be marked by you checking in. So every live stream will share a check-in link, or whoever is presenting will share a check-in link. And if they don't, feel free to be like, hey, where's the check-in link? That is literally it for attendance. And to be honest, it's a very quick and easy click as long as you're signed in. But you don't have to stay. It's not like, your middle school or high school classrooms where you had to stay locked in the whole time. Just like any college class, if you need to step out, you need to step out. We understand. Or if you want to, again, put it on in the background while you're doing the dishes or doing a chore, that's totally fine. And then as for knowing if you've successfully completed challenges, I'm actually going to give this one back to you, Siddharth. I think you might have a better answer.
Yes. Like I said, we're going to send you a daily points email that will have all the details about challenges that you've completed or live streams that you've checked into each day. Uh, don't worry about so much about how we're keeping track of that is the TLDR. We have our internal system where you're going to submit all the different actions that you're doing when you complete a challenge. And these actions can be a link to your project or a screenshot of the project that you've completed. When you submit all of that to the challenges dashboard, our engineering team, like I said, has made a really tremendous platform that does all of that math in the background and tells us, hey, these are people who have completed these many challenges yesterday, have been to these streams, have won a basic swag or a bonus swag. All that is automated in the background. So all you need to do is just follow the instructions that you see on the challenges dashboard for each of the challenges, and you're good to go. Keep an eye out on the keep an eye out for the daily emails as well, because that's where the status will be. What other questions do we have?
I think a couple people are actually answering in chat for us, which I appreciate it. Let's see. I think they're mostly challenges questions. I think you might have to do, if you have capacity and we have time, like a quick little, show them the challenges screen and show them what you're referring to. I think
100%.
that's where most of the questions are.
Yes. And while you keep
Yeah, I'm
looking for
still
questions,
looking.
I'll get my screen share ready.
Yeah. So for who the partners are, way back. Okay, so we've got GitHub, which offers the student developer pack for partners and sponsors. We've got MongoDB, which offers not only MongoDB training as well as skill badges. We've got Snowflake, which offers plenty of REST APIs to integrate with your various LLMs. And then, not quite a sponsor, but still an opportunity, is the Google Cloud X NVIDIA Golden Ticket Challenge to go to the conference that is there. And then, are you good to go for showing challenges?
Yes, let's go.
And I
Cool.
think this will be our last bit, and further questions can be answered in Discord.
That is correct. Well, if you are on ghw.mlh.io/challenges, this is the challenges dashboard that we've been talking about. If you just scroll down, you will see multiple things here. A friend in the chat already told us that there's a lot of challenges already in here. So if you scroll through that list, you're going to see multiple of those. But the first thing that you can do, and the easiest thing that you can do here, is to use these filters that you see. If I was only looking for registration related challenges, or challenges that only require me to register somewhere and make sure I have access to those, I can just click on registration as the filter here and look at only the ones that are registration related. These are the ones that's going to be the easiest to complete. Um, just signing up 2 minutes or not more than 2 minutes for each of those. So do that first. But otherwise, what I'd recommend you start with are all of these featured challenges. And I'll just zoom in to show you what featured challenges mean. All of the featured challenges have this green star on the top left of the challenge card. So just go ahead and complete all of those, which will get you initial access to all the different partners that you're going to work with, or partner technologies that you're going to work with this week. We already talked about the awesome challenge that the Google Cloud team and the NVIDIA team are getting together for you. Make sure you grab access to that as well. But when you've completed all of those featured challenges, you have now secured yourself the basic swag for Data Week. Then you can scroll through all of these and decide what really interests you. So, as an example, if I was scrolling through this, I probably would have already signed up for Discord. So, that's going to be easy for me to submit to. I've already also linked my MyMLH profile and Discord account. That's also easy for me to do. If I am here and I am interested in going to more global hack weeks, I can also register for API week. That's just a button click. And that completes majority of the challenges that are on the first three rows. Now, when you look at further challenges, you're going to see that there are a lot of partner specific challenges. These ones here are called GitHub quests. And GitHub quests are a way for you to, one, learn a lot more about what GitHub and the tools related to GitHub can let you do. And you can also attempt these quizzes inside of the same platform, which when you complete, you'll get these certificates that you can share with the world to tell them that you are actively learning and you're actively upskilling. This is a great way for you to talk about all the work that you're doing and add this to your LinkedIn profile as well, because I know a lot of people in the community are very excited about sharing certificates and letting the world know that they'll be learning a lot of things. This is a great way for you to do that. So all of those are related to the certificates that you can claim. We've already talked about GitHub Copilot, and I know Mary will be here in about 15 minutes from now to show you a lot more of GitHub Copilot and talk to you about the agent mode specifically. Once you've gone through that, both of these challenges will be fairly easy for you to complete, and that also gets checked off from your list. Now, going forward, there's going to be a lot more other things where you probably have to begin somewhere and then follow a trend. So for this challenge here, you first sign up to Snowflake, you are downloading a free data set from Snowflake, and then you go and analyze the data that you downloaded from Snowflake. And now you're going to use the AI agent that's inside of Snowflake called Cortex Code to analyze that and get more insights from it. So if you were to just follow the pattern that you see on the challenges dashboard, you would 100% qualify, uh, or you'd 100% be able to complete that in the flow. But if you want to just go in a random order, what you can do is complete the challenges that are featured and just scroll, stop somewhere random, pick a random challenge that you want to complete. Let's say you want to build a recommendation engine for yourself this time around. Click on that, and I'll show you what it looks like when you click on one of those challenges. You will see objectives or instructions of what you need to do specifically. So for this one here, you can use any data set and create a simple recommender system, link us to the project to earn points. And when you're ready to link us to the project, click on the button that says submit your project. And this step is going to be same for all of the challenges that you work on this week. Depending on what challenge you're working on, some of these fields will be mandatory, the other will not be. In this case here, because we've asked you to link us to the project that you're working on this weekend, the recommendation engine, or not the weekend, but throughout the week, we want you to link us to that project, upload screenshot if you have any, that's not a mandate by any chance, and then tell us what technologies you use, tell us anything about the project that will make it interesting. All of this information, one is for us to look at and understand all the different things that you're working on and the cool things that we can feature at any stream that we do throughout the week. It's also a good way for us to then feature some of these projects on Discord, give you a shout out when you're running streams, and making sure that we recognize and encourage all the good work that you're doing throughout the week. I hope that gets you a little bit of idea of what you need to get done throughout this week. If there are more questions, I'm happy to take them. But that should be a good starting point for you to get started with challenges.
All right. I do know that since Mary is coming up soon, we want to give you all a quick break because you have a busy day ahead of you, or you might be wrapping up for the day. So do you have any parting words, Darth?
Oh, nothing at all. I think these are events where you should have the most amount of fun and make the most amount of friends, because the borders and all that stuff is not applicable when you're at a digital event like this. So make sure you talk to at least 10 people each day. I know that's super ambitious, but talk to 10 people each day, make friends, make teams, work on projects. Uh, yeah, and just have fun. Happy hacking.
All right, then. Thanks so much for joining Opening. We'll have some folks back for another Today in Global Hack Week tomorrow if you've got more questions that aren't answered in the Discord. But as always, I want to remind you are welcome to ask questions in the Discord. Our community members are phenomenal at getting to some of those easier questions much faster than the rest of us can get to them. But we look forward to the things you create this week. And yeah, have happy hacking.
See you later. Bye.